Alright, I've got the cockpit parts off the sprue and cleaned up. As you can see, there's quite a lot. So this here is your first 4 steps. So you got the step 1, the tub, the side instrument panels, and then we're into the main instrument panel and the front or vertical ones from the sides and bulkheads and the sides of the cockpit there. So as you can see, they have you painting it. Let me zoom out now so you can see the instructions better. Painting it individually. I'm going to check through again, see what I can glue in and just mask off and paint in the black. So that obviously it's a Tamiya kit. They're giving you their call outs with their paint. So their cockpit color is XF19, but the Tomcat is dark gold grey, I think. Is it FS36231, something like that, which I have. I'll be using that. And I think just straight XF19, I don't think that's correct, but no biggie. And yeah, so and they're using semi-gloss black for their black areas. I'll use probably NATO black is what I normally use, or something like that. Yeah, so I'll start putting that together. And I think I mentioned already about this kit a while back on one of my updates that I'm going to do aftermarket decals, so I'll be using the furball set, even though the schemes included in the Tamiya kit are nice. I want to do something different, and more than likely it'll be one of the top 2 with the insignia white on the belly and the grey on top. I like, as you know, high vis schemes. I don't like the later low vis schemes, even though it would look nice. Honestly, the Tomcat probably looks nice whatever you paint it, but I'll be going with the high vis, something a bit different in markings wise, not high vis scheme. Yeah, so I'll start putting this together. There's quite a bit to do there. Obviously you can see all those parts, and then it goes into, I think, the nose gear bay, which will attach to the cockpit tub, and then you start moving into the nose before you go onto the fuselage section. So onwards. Alright, my cockpit parts are in the process of being painted, so I've started doing a bit in the gear bay. Now I'm doing mine in flight, but I'm still going to put the internals in, as it might help it for alignment and structure. You need this part anyway to line up the cockpit halves, and it's structural. I did put, I put the air cylinder, whatever it is, in on the actuator, but I didn't need that part, but I just put it in anyway. So I don't need to paint it because it won't be seen. I would dare say though, when it comes to doing the gear doors shut, that they won't fit nice and neat. I'm thinking I'll probably have to do some modifications to get that shut up nicely, but we'll see when I get there. So basically the left side, you're putting in the gun tip. I guess when you look through you can see it, what would be the gun tip. It's not hollowed out or anything. And you're putting on this skin part here of the gun cover, B18. So I'm not sure if the D, I think Tamiya do the D as well, whether that's a different looking panel or why that's separate, I'm not sure. The other side, you need to decide if you're going to have in-flight refueling probe retracted, which I have done because mine's going to be in flight going near vertical. So you've got two part options there. So I've got the retracted. Let's see, is that this one? No, which one was that? Which part that was now? Sure that was on there. Nope. Anyway, it's a different piece that you will put in to have it extended. So that's that. We've got a lot of weapon layout options here, and it tells you there's another sheet somewhere. Where is that? Was it this one? So pretty much fleet defense interception, so that's what your loadout would be. Fleet defense interception bar cap mission, I'm not sure what that is. Fleet defense interception deck launch intercept. So I don't know, some of these terms I'm guessing, or my theory would be that the aircraft's ready on the alert or whatever they call it, just load it up in case it needs to go type thing. But anyway, there's lots of options. I'll probably do just the fleet defense interception with the Phoenix missiles, seeing that's unique to the Tomcat. So I'll probably just do that. All you can have here is maximum loadout of the Phoenix. 6 Phoenix missiles on that one. Reconnaissance, so you got the more drop tanks. Bombing, and so you got 2 bombing options as well, but yeah, I'll be doing probably just the standard, just interceptor, which was the role it was designed for, wasn't it? And the scheme, one of the schemes, whichever one I choose, I think they were from like 1976, so that's early days. So that's, yeah, back when that's what it was doing. So I can start preparing some weapons. I have done a dry fit of one of the engines because I think the Tomcat, when it's parked, one nozzle closes and one opens, but mine will be open because it's full throttle. So I just had to measure for my acrylic rod. I haven't bought acrylic rod yet. I need 2 pieces of 20mm diameter, so that's bloody big chunks of acrylic rod up the bum. I just needed to check the diameter to make sure I could fit it. It's actually about 19mm, but you can't buy 19, so I'll get 20 and just thin it where it needs to push in. Alright, so at this stage I should be able to start masking up parts of the cockpit to spray in the black. I've done the dark gold grey, so I just need to finish it off. Alright, so it's painted up. I need to add decals yet, so I haven't put in the instrument panels. There's some various decals that will need to go in. Mainly them ones, I think. I haven't really worked out which ones exactly. So I've painted, so I glued in the side ones, painted it all up in situ, and then these small ones, I've painted them separate and glued them in afterwards. Joystick afterwards. The rest was in there. So I just masked off with some Tamiya tape. You can see the side ones are masked off where required. The canvas, well, khaki is the colour they call out for, but I use canvas. AK 3rd Gen for canvas. The switches, they do give you call outs, but I've just kept it, I just did it my way, random with Posca pens. So they're 0.7 millimeter tip, and you just gently push down. Don't push too hard, otherwise the paint will go past the button or the switch. Because it's in flight, I'm going to have the crew in there, you're not going to see much anyway really. So, and the grey, as I mentioned, is dark gold grey, so everyone makes it, but I just happen to have this bottle, SMS lacquer. So it's FS36231. I think XF19 might be in the ballpark, but again, it probably doesn't really matter when you button it all up with crew in it, and you're not going to see a lot. So I'll do the decals on the, I think I've got to put one on here, and there's some on them. And when that's set and dry, then I'll glue them in, and then move on from there.